Ok. Aún existe salvación, dijo Chris, el hombre de mi visión. ¿Podrá ser eso verdad? Yo digo... vemos.
From here I have a magnificent view of the hospital compound. In truth, the part that's visible from the road is only a fraction of it. The vegetation conceals a much larger area. The trees and bushes conceal structures where hundreds and hundreds of metal barrels are being stored. Whatever's inside them, there must be thousands of gallons of it down there. What was once an impenetrable wall now has a comfortable passageway that's just my size. There's nothing like a pair of bolt cutters for getting through a solid wall of vegetation.
¿Hay algo más por aquí? No, ¿esto ya? Ya, ok. Let's go.
More of that barbed wire that adorns all the city's buildings. If I get up close enough, I can hear a slight buzz, a sure sign that this fence is electrified.
Ay. Estúpido 2D. Pensé que chocaba, me asusté.
I can't use these two objects together.
Ok, pero ¿puedo usarlos para entrar?
I'll wear the gloves to cut the electrified wire. Perfect.
Muy latam ese hack. Me encantó.
Let's see what's down here. It's a trapdoor, and it looks like it hasn't been used in a long, long time.
¿Hay algo más? Salida, alambre, bajada.
This door leads to a dingy back room. What the hell could be in here? I can hear the buzz of electricity coming from inside, but I can't figure out anything more without a little more light.
What is this place? Where the devil am I?
It seems like the small building at the ground level is just camouflage. The most important part is here underground.
Are all of them dissolved? How many patients can there be packed in here? Dozens? Hundreds? This is horrible!
A la bestia.
Great. It's a hell of a drop, and the railing wobbles when you touch it. Awesome. Wait a minute though. Isn't the idea of installing this to make it safe for people to cross from one side to the other?
Me pregunto si una caída desde esta altura bastaría para matarme. Fue prácticamente lo que dijo, palabras más, palabras menos.
Hundreds of the dissolved packed like sardines in this hall, waiting for the end. The sound of their screams is blood-curdling. If there's a hell in this new world, it sure is hell right down there.
Ok. Sala principal, barandilla, fluorescente.
I can't look directly into them. These lights are so bright that it seems like day in here. It must take an enormous amount of electricity to maintain this building. That explains the number of barrels out there. That's where the fuel is stored, that they need to run all the compound's generators.
Ok. Entonces aquí pasarela elevada.
It doesn't look that safe. My knees are knocking just walking over it. This catwalk just revealed something to me about my former life. That I have a tremendous fear of heights.
Ok, sala, pasarela, barandilla, luces. Ok, nada por aquí. Garrafa. Garrafa de ácido.
A container covered in dust. It's not properly closed. The label says hydrofluoric acid. It's the only exit on this side of the catwalk. A ventilation hole covered with a grate. It doesn't look promising, but any place is better than this gateway to hell where I am now. Let's see if this grate can be removed. Perfect. It looks like this hole leads to a passageway on the other side.
Es que no sé si se alcanza a oír, pero yo sí escucho como muchos gritos de fondo. Definitivamente cine.
Judging by the horrible noise coming from the other side, this door must lead to the vast hall where the dissolved are going through their final agony. As Reverend Blake might say, a stairway down to the very bowels of the underworld.
The drama.
It's an enormous, wrinkled plastic bag that looks like it wants to escape from the cart's trash can.
Un montón de infectados y este huevón le encanta revisar en la basura. Ay, no.
Judging by the horrible noise coming from the other side, this door must lead to the van. As Reverend Blake... Better not. I'm an intruder in this building, and it's under the Army's control. Going down to the main hall of the hospital would be walking straight into the lion's den.
No traes ni cubreboca, huevón.
A tiny lock is preventing me from opening the door, and despite its size, it seems to be very strong.
Pero aquí usamos la fuerza bruta que tenemos. A ver, la cizalla, no creo que la ha sido para eso.
The bolt cutters are very worn. I'm not going to waste energy using them without good reason.
Te falta barrio, pa.
I'm not going to open it this way. I don't see any cracks in the door big enough to get any leverage.
Entonces sí va a tener que ser el ácido.
It won't open that way.
Ok.
It has a side zipper that's open. The lining of the bag is damp and sticky. What the hell could they have been keeping inside it? I don't think I'd gain anything.
¿Pero qué es lo que dice?
A tiny lock is preventing me from opening the door. And despite its size, it seems...
Podemos usar un clavo, un hack muy latán para abrir la cerradura.
Maybe a professional burglar could do it, but I can never pick this lock with just a handful of rusty nails.
Te falta barrio, pa, mucho barrio.
A row of anonymous, ramshackle lockers. I get the impression that everything in here could fall apart at any moment. Maybe in solidarity with those poor unfortunates screaming in the main hall.
Pobres infelices.
Benches in front of the lockers. Typical locker room. And so is this musty smell of old sweat and dirty socks that permeates this entire room. We must be very deep underground, and the blades of this fan are barely turning at half speed. That explains why the air down here is almost unbreathable. The future is in our hands. Collaborate, rebuild, report. From the text, I say this poster must have been part of a government campaign launched after the Great Wave. This glass cabinet has dozens of medications stored inside, classified by type. Antibiotics, anti-inflammatory drugs, diuretics, and, painkillers. Locked, of course. I'm starting to get annoyed with this sense of ownership I see in all the people with closets, lockers, and other storage furniture in this city.
Lo bueno de tener manos chiquitas es que todo lo que pones ahí se mira más grande.
Locked, of course. I'm starting to get annoyed with this sense of ownership I see in all the people with closets, lockers, and other storage furniture in this city.
Usemos la fuerza bruta.
I'd rather use a key to open this case, but I'm a bit short on time. So...
¡Tas!
Who is it? Who's there?
Oh, excuse me,
What are you doing here? Have you come to steal something? Take one more step and I'll call the soldiers.
No, wait, please, don't do that.
Security, this is Nurse Uma
No!
Grundy. I need you to come right away.
No, wait!
Amiga, tengo rato hablando solo y estás ahí.
Steal? No, you're wrong about me. I'm not a thief.
You just broke the glass on one of our pharmacy cabinets. What am I supposed to think?
There's a reasonable explanation for all of this. I
Para
promise.
todo.
You'd better be convincing when those soldiers get here. I can hear them coming now. Come on, get out of here now while you still have time.
Oh, yo trabajo en servicio al cliente, yo soy buenísimo mintiendo.
Wait a minute. Did you say Uma? Nurse Uma?
Yes, that's my name.
Wait, please don't turn me in.
Eres la
I
hija
know
del
your
señor.
father. I saved his life just a few hours ago. They were going to deport him to the refugee camp, but I was able to stop it.
My God, did you say my father? Tell me,
Yo lo
how
salvé.
is he? Has anything happened to him?
Don't worry, Uma. He's safe. He told me about you and your work in this place. He was worried. He'll want to know that you're all right. Wait, please don't turn me in.
This is Nurse Uma Grundy. It turned out to be a false alarm. You don't have to come, thank you.
Thank you, Uma. You did the right thing. My name is Michael.
But now you should explain why you burst in here like that. What are you looking for, Michael?
I came to get medicine. I need a cure for the dissolved.
Cure? There's no such thing. You won't find it here or anywhere else. The authorities distributed a memo among the medical staff months ago. I'm sure you can still find a copy of it around here somewhere. It told us that they've definitely abandoned the search for a medicine. You made a mistake risking your life to get in here. The only thing we store here is pain. This place is a tomb for those poor infected devils, but also for the people who work here. I'm sorry, Michael. The dissolved are condemned to death.
No, pequeño
It
Cory.
can't be. There has to be a solution. A cure. Oh, man. Poor Rod. Poor Colin.
Yo estoy seguro que esto de aquí es la morfina.
But I heard in the refugee camp, they said a cure is being produced and stored here. Well, if that's not the case, what's the purpose of a building like this?
The Army deliberately keeps that rumor about a possible cure alive. You see, as long as people still have some hope left, it is much easier to control the city more effectively. But it's a lie.
I understand.
This medical center was built just after the Great Wave, taking advantage of some abandoned underground facilities. That was when the authorities were beginning to work on their project to rebuild the city. They told us the building was going to be used to take in the first patients. Of course, we had no idea the disease would become so widespread. I left my job in a clinic downtown to come here. I wanted to lend a hand. They demanded total confidentiality about our work to avoid causing panic in the population. Not even my father knew what we were really doing in here.
Yes. He told me that when I asked him about this place.
At first, we treated the patients with great care. There was medicine to ease their suffering and even research into a possible cure. Everything was going smoothly.
And then what happened?
Things started to go wrong. When the number of patients multiplied, we couldn't keep up. And then we began to run out of even the most basic supplies. And that was when the Army took over complete control of the center.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Then they sealed off the building. No one was allowed to leave, not even us. We doctors and nurses have been shut in here for months, isolated without even a glimpse of daylight. They say it's for security reasons. It's for our own safety. Oh yeah, now our medical care is limited to wrapping up the patients in plastic bags, like the ones they use to transport cadavers. And then simply waiting for them to die, doing what little we can do to ease their suffering. Then we dispose of their remains, dissolving the black bags in acid for decontamination. And that's about it. That's all we can do with the resources we have. And sometimes it's just too much to bear.
No, no llores. Toda esta situación está muy de arancel.
Condemned to die. I heard their cries of pain out there. What really happens to the dissolved?
These people suffer the most excruciating pain and die in the most horrible way I've ever seen. The first symptoms are bouts of nausea and fainting, which become more frequent and prolonged as the disease progresses, until in the end their entire metabolism enters a state of shock. Then their entire cell structure dissolves. It simply disintegrates. There's no medical explanation. It just happens. But there's something even stranger about the disease.
What could be stranger than what you just told me?
The dissolved become erratic, unpredictable, eccentric. They're uncontrollable. That's why the army fears them. They're afraid of their unpredictable behavior, but also of their strange messages. So the sole function of this place is to keep them locked away, hidden, and under the army's control, until death takes them off their hands, one by one. It's also why people who harbor the dissolved are punished. And it's also the reason for the existence of the cleanup brigades.
But I thought they were just controlling the patients to keep the disease from spreading.
But that's a lie, a blatant lie. The spread of the disease is accelerating. The number of cases is multiplying every day. But it's not contagious. We doctors and nurses have been treating the sick for months, in direct contact with them and their remains. And the rate of contagion among us is no higher than out there. The army is lying.
But then, how is the disease spread?
We don't know, Michael. No one knows. What we do know is that it's not caused by direct contact with the victims. There's another reason for the Army's secrecy about the dissolved. Fear. It's human nature to fear the unknown. We tend to panic when faced with something we don't understand. And this damned disease is more than any of us can handle.
And what is it that makes the dissolved so unpredictable and dangerous?
They know, Michael. You probably think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, they know. They talk about events no one else knows about. They sense things. They bring back information from the places they go. And they talk to the dead there, Michael. They communicate with the dead. They know, Michael. That's all.
They're just sick people, Uma.
No! They're more than just ordinary sick people. You wouldn't talk like that if you had been living with them, and their messages and their prophecies, all these months.
Wait a minute. Did you just say the dissolved make prophecies?
Let me tell you a story. When I first came to the center, I became friendly with a patient, a 13-year-old girl. All the time I was taking care of her, she never stopped chatting. She told me all about the underground highways. She said she went there every day.
Underground highways?
She said they all went there when they lost consciousness. Obviously, I felt great pity for the girl, but in time I also came to feel tremendous fear. I was afraid of that poor, hopeless child. Her visions, her dreams, her messages terrified me. And then one night she sat down next to another patient, an older woman who looked surprisingly healthy. According to our calculations, this woman still had a few months to live. The woman had just lost consciousness. "Leave me alone with her," the girl said to me. "It won't be long now." And she took the woman's hand. And just seconds later, the woman started to dissolve, shrieking and writhing in pain, until there was nothing left of her but a puddle of brown, viscous liquid. The girl turned to me and said, "I knew she was leaving us, and I didn't want her to go alone. That would have been very sad, wouldn't it, Uma?" The girl's face was still dripping with the remains of the patient. She knew what was going to happen, Michael. She saw it. From then on, my fear became uncontrollable. I felt defenseless next to her.
I understand.
Finally, my panic was so great that I refused to go anywhere near her. And I even, God forgive me, I felt secretly relieved when she herself finally dissolved. They know, Michael, and that's why they're so dangerous to the people in power now.
The cleanup brigades. I've seen how they behave.
They're savages. I despise them. They're like predatory animals,
Malditos
heartless and
simios.
unscrupulous. The rest of the staff refuses to share the facilities with them, so their lockers are out in the hallway. That's where they keep everything they need for their hunting expeditions. The GPSs, the disease detection tests, their ID badges. Each unit is made up of 2 soldiers, 1 doctor and 1 nurse. I mean, doctors and nurses collaborating with those bloodthirsty animals. But then they say, what do you want? It's our job, and somebody's got to do it.
Yes, that phrase sounds familiar.
It's bone-chilling. Police and criminals using exactly the same words to justify their actions. You gotta do what you gotta do. That seems to be the slogan of the executioners of this new world.
Talk to my father, Michael. Tell him that I'm all right, that he shouldn't worry, that we'll be seeing each other soon, very soon.
Ok. Morfina.
In the middle of all the broken glass, and stored in the compartment for painkillers, there's a vial labeled oral morphine.
Presta para la orquesta.
It's Nurse Uma, exhausted and dejected, held hostage in this hellhole by the army. More evidence that those pigs in uniform have lost all respect for human life.
Pero ¿por qué no se va con nosotros? Ya sabemos por dónde salir.
The floor of this place is one big revolting ashtray. It's a little disconcerting to note that cleanliness is not exactly a top priority in the hospital. A very old piece of furniture, completely worm-eaten. Its decrepitude stands out even in this locker room. Let's see. Inside I only see dust and old papers, and a tiny key. The nurse's silhouette seems to fade in the light of this lamp. I'm afraid that after so many months cooped up in here, Uma is nothing more than a ghost now.
Troste.
Unlike his neighbors, this door is hanging open. All I see inside are remnants of stickers and torn photographs. It looks like someone left in a hurry, without even saying goodbye.
Ok. Aquí creo que ya no hay nada. Adiós, Uma. Tira mejor el anexo, bitch. Ahorita le pasamos el recado a tu papá.
Let's see if it's the key to this closet. Bingo!
Día de suerte.
I see a yellow bucket in here with medical waste, with a handful of what seem to be tests for detecting the dissolved. A mysterious crate with several objects inside.
Nada más son esas dos.
I'm not going to take any. A small red LED is blinking on all of them. An unmistakable sign that they've been used.
Ew.
I see a yellow bucket in here with medical waste, with a handful of what seem to be tests for detecting the dissolved.
¿Algo más? Ok. Carrito, esto.
Better not. I'm an intruder in this building, and it's under the Army's control. Going down to the main hall of the hospital.
A ver.
It's an internal Army memo for the hospital's medical staff. The report talks about the failure to develop a cure for the dissolved, and what's even worse, the decision to finally abandon the search for one. Authorized Vehicle Pass. It's the ID that allows the cleanup brigades to get in and out of the hospital compound in their macabre ambulances. From what I can tell, the Army can pump you full of lead if you try to come through the gate without one of these. According to one of the cleanup brigade's forums, this is the device they use to navigate during their raids. Sort of like an electronic map. It looks like some satellites are actually still working after the Great Wave. Something I could easily confirm if this contraption had batteries in it.
Me estresa que esto no tenga como un orden. Rod me ha prometido su ayuda para recuperar mi pasado a cambio de localizar ese medicamento para los disueltos. Micha me recompensará cuando la morfina, bla 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 bla. No tengo pilas para el localizador. ¿Dónde podría encontrarlas? ¿O quién podría conseguírmelas? Yo sé quién te las puede conseguir, pero quién sabe qué nos va a costar.
A rather large plywood crate. It used to hold some of the Clinic Brigade's work tools. Oral morphine. A glass vial with a dozen red pills. I didn't know morphine also came in this form. I thought I'd need to look for a liquid solution in a syringe. That's a relief.
¿Cómo?
I'm tempted to take the pills myself and go back to that dream I never should have woken up from. But these pills already belong to someone, and I have to hold up my end of the bargain with Misha, the mole's ill-tempered wife.
Ok. ¿Y qué? No se puede bajar porque ¿qué dice?
Better not. I'm an intruder going down to the main hall.
Ok. Dijo algo de unas jeringas. Sí escuché yo. O sea, dijo como que... ¡Corre, imbécil, corre!
From here, I'll have a magnificent view of the hospital compound. The vegetation can...
Es el toque de queda, no. Ah, pero habían dicho que si como yo tenía como yo tenía esta, yo podía estar como que más horas fuera. ¿Cómo? ¿Dónde está la salida? ¿Dónde? No, esto es para ir para allá, pero... Ah, acá. ¿Puedo llevarme en la bolsa de basura los pececitos? Bolsa negra.
It's too big for carrying them. The fish would just disintegrate and disappear in the folds of the bag. No, the fish would fall through the cracks between the wooden slats if I tried to put them in it. I think that these creatures are already dissolved enough.
Ok. Es que están ahí, o sea, se pueden tomar, pero necesito algo para tomarlos. No sé para qué me van a servir, pero se tendría que...
This street is even more desolate and silent than it was before. I guess while I was in the subterranean hospital for the dissolved, the soldiers called the curfew. A small group of Reverend Blake's followers are keeping his sister company, heads bowed and dispirited.
Ay, no quería darle todavía para acá.
This home already has an owner.
Señor, yo le tengo que dar un mensaje para su hija.
Fifth Avenue and Doom... The ruins of a...
Pero ya no se puede entrar a la iglesia. Ok. Amigos, ¿qué pasó?
The camp is closed, Rat. Get away from the gates.
But I have to come in. It's urgent. What happened?
There's no understanding you worms. Always wanting to get out of here. Once you're outside, you're dying to get back in. One of our soldiers was killed, and the camp will remain closed until the matter is cleared up. So take a hike.
There was an attack?
Yes. Someone hit one of the sentries in the watchtowers with a rock and made him fall out. He was killed instantly. Luckily, it seems there was a witness who saw the perpetrators launch the projectile, and they have been detained.
No.
But we never trust the testimony of a rat, so we're waiting for the criminals to confess, or for the murder weapon to turn up.
I don't think it's gonna take very long to get the truth out of these kids. Or to find the weapon they used to commit the crime.
Good God. What have I done? I knew I shouldn't have gotten them mixed up in this.
No.
But they're just a couple of scared kids. Don't you see that? What are you planning on doing with them?
Killing an official is punishable by death, and martial law is quite clear in this respect. They acted as adults, and they will pay for their actions as adults. As soon as they confess, or we find the weapon they used to commit the crime, we'll take care of matters. Do you have a problem with the law being enforced?
You're nothing but a gang of warped psychopathic pigs.
One more word and I'll blow your head off right now, bastard. I couldn't care less what privileges that bracelet might give you. Get out of my sight.
Those pigs are gonna kill the boys, and it'll be my fault. I'll be responsible for their deaths. I can't let that happen. I have to do something, and fast. But what?
¿Pero qué? Debo sacar a los hijos del topo del aprieto en el que les he metido. No pienso dejar que esos críos mueran por mi culpa. Pues no. Pero...
The only thing I'd achieve by doing that would be to use up all the acid. Not even gallons of this acid can make the traces of blood and guts on this wall disappear.
No quiero limpiar la pared, maldita sea.
Damn it. If I don't prevent it, those bastards in uniform are going to execute the boys. For God's sake, I have to think of some way to save them. And I have to do it now.
¡Ah! ¿Qué hago?
You have to let me in. I need to get into the camp.
The camp will or with those, and now...
Those pigs are gonna kill. I have to do. This pig in uniform and his sidekicks are getting ready to kill the children in cold blood. Damn it. I have to do something. I'm not going to be able to get through the barrier. The army will keep the camp entrance closed until they find whoever killed the watchtower sentry.
No. Ah.
I prefer to hold on to it. I think this... Scratching the glass with the nail. Besides,
No.
they could be the perfect... Besides...
Ay, es que lo único que se me ocurre es pegarles a ellos con esto.
Rifles against slingshots. That would be a real tight contest.
No. ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago?
I'd rather not do that. The new world is violent enough without go... I'm afraid I can't... Getting into a punch... It doesn't look...
Perra madre, perra madre.
It doesn't seem like a good...
Ok, pero ¿qué hago?
Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help. I'd rather not do... The new world...
Su perra madre, ¿qué hago? Niños. A la...
The barbed wire surrounding the camp is incredibly tangled, and the barbs look like they'd tear you to pieces. It looks like the army wanted to make it very difficult for anyone who might get the bright idea of trying to escape.
Ok, esto.
I don't quite see how I could use this here. Time is running out for those poor kids, and if I don't stop it, I'll have their death on my conscience. Come on, Michael. You have to do something. You have to do something.
No, porque ya guardé la partida y si los matan te aseguro que
We're
voy a...
not going to be able to get through the barrier. The army will keep the camp entrance closed until they find whoever killed the watchtower sentry. I'm not going to be able until they...
Su perra madre. ¿Qué hago? Ay.
The only thing I'd achieve by doing that would be to use this here. A few yards that
No. ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago?
I'm not gonna give it to anyone.
¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago?
I'm not gonna give this up just like that. Even though I think I can get more mileage out of this item. I don't see any need. I prefer to hold on to it. I think this will.
Ok. Ahorita no veo qué pueda hacer aquí.
The road leading into the.
No! Ah!
How long will those animals in uniform wait before shooting those boys?
No.
Their time is running out. Jesus, Michael, think of some way to save them.
Pues es que me da miedo irme y que los maten.
You have to let me in.
The camp or those and now.
Those pigs are gonna. I have to.
Ay. Necesito pensar cosas, necesito pensar cosas. Amiga rata. ¿Con quién puedo hablar? Ah, con la hermana del padre Blake.
She meditates in silence. I guess it falls to her to take care of. What are you doing out here, ma'am? What's the matter?
It's my brother. He's disappeared. We don't know where he is.
What do you mean he's disappeared?
Well, we haven't seen him since he spoke to you, since he ran out of the church. We've been searching for him for hours and can't find him anywhere.
And you don't have any idea where he might have gone?
No, he simply ran out of the door, completely out of control. I've never seen him so upset, and we haven't heard anything from him since. I just know that something terrible has happened to him. My brother is very sick and he shouldn't be out there alone and unprotected. I fear the worst.
Calm down. There's no reason to think that anything has happened to him.
I have a feeling that something awful has happened. I'm sure of it. Besides, the soldiers have already called the curfew. If they find him on the street alone and lost, in his condition, my brother is a very beloved and respected person. But those beasts don't care who he is.
I understand.
We have to get off the street. Please, if you see my brother, tell him to come home. Tell him we're waiting for him.
Of course. I'll do that.
Ok. Ok, se puede entrar otra vez a la iglesia. A ver, ¿qué encontramos aquí? Ya no hay nada por aquí. Bancas, vidriera.
How long will those animals in uniform wait before shooting those boys? Their time is running out. Jesus, Michael, think of some way to save them.
Sí, pero no sé qué hacer. Vine hasta acá para evadir problemas.
This is a stone fragment that's physics and religion in peaceful coexistence. And with no need.
Vine hasta acá para evadir responsabilidades. Amiga rata. Ah, ya sé qué puedo hacer aquí. Pues me pongo la credencial.
The guards were clear. Motor vehicles only.
Ah.
ID or not, I have no intention of exposing myself to their bullets unless I'm on 2 or 4 wheels.
Ah, ok, necesito la moto para entrar aquí. Perra madre, güey. Aquí no puedo. Es que no puedo hacer nada con los niños. Algo se me debe estar pasando.
No, I have to save the mole's boys.
and going back into the garden or the hospital would waste precious time. I have to do something for them, right away.
Ok. Ok, no puedo avanzar más. Ok, aquí ya no hay nada. En la iglesia no hay nada.
I'm not going to be able to get through the barrier. The army will keep the camp entrance closed until they find whoever killed the watchtower
Es
sentry.
que no me deja.
How long were those animals in uniform before their time? Jesus, Mike.
Es que no me deja. No me deja acercarme.
I'm not going to be able to get through the barrier. The army will keep the camp entrance closed until they find whoever killed the watchtower sentry. Shoot over there. Even if I had a projectile handy, I consider myself rather clumsy. I just end up getting my fingers caught in the elastic.
I don't think doing this. There's no need to handle. I don't think I'd gain any.
What for? I'd only end up cutting my hand. You can see bits of clothing. I'm not going to be able to get until they find.
No.
It would be useless to try to fill it with water. The liquid would just leak out through the bag's side zipper. I'm afraid I can't do that.
¿Qué dice?
It would be useless to try to fill it with water. The liquid would just leak out through the bag's side zipper.
Ok. Quiere decir que sí se puede rellenar con algo. ¿Se podrá rellenar con el fango que quedaba de la...
Until they find whoever killed.
Es que no me deja.
I don't see where I could put this enormous plastic bag. Better not.
¿Qué dice?
It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff here, in case the rope doesn't support my weight. How long were those animals before
Sí, sí,
their
sí, sí,
time?
sí.
Jesus.
I won't be able to use this wooden crate with that.
Es que dejó la de esta cosa arriba.
I don't quite see how I could use this here.
I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the
Es que deja arriba la bolsa.
I'll get my stuff.
Use this here?
Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff here.
Es que te tardas mucho. Es que no me da...
Underneath the surface, there must be many more of these stone things I see sticking out of the water. No doubt they're the remains of a structure that sank here.
No me da la opción de agarrar nada.
Jesus! It's the corpse of Reverend Blake.
What?
His neck is broken. In his delirium, he must not have seen the rope I left tied around the tree. I must have fallen from the top when he was trying to get down here. But what the hell was he looking for here?
A ver, antes que tocar cosas de muertos, vamos a ver.
He still has the same grimace of terror as when he ran out of the church. What made him go mad?
I don't care anymore. I'm afraid he took the answer with him to the grave.
How long were those animals in uniform before their time? Jesus.
Uy, ¿quién le va a decir a la hermana que su hermano ya está corriendo en los campos del león en llamas?
What's that? There's something sticking out of the Reverend's jacket pocket. Let's see what's in here. A damp, moldy business card. It's almost illegible, but it looks like it's from a place called Beechwood Oracle. Most of the text is too worn off to read. All you can make out of it is an address. 24 Mammoth's Wood Street.
Okay. Ok. ¿Y qué hago? ¿Qué hago con él?
I won't be able to use this wooden crate with that. I don't think I'd gain anything by...
Ok, sí, todo está bien, pero ¿qué? Agua, piedras, muerto, pared de tierra, salida. A ver.
I'll get my stuff.
Sí. Ok. Puedo. ¡No! Puedo.
I don't see where I could put this enormous plastic bag. You have to let me in.
The camp will or when we find those two. And now...
Those pigs are gonna... This business card is my only clue about that place called Beechwood Oracle, so I have no intention of letting go of it.
Ok. Yo iba... Ok, a ver. Perra madre.
I'm afraid I can't do...
How long were those before their Jesus?
Qué estrés. ¿Puedo llenar esa bolsa con tierra del fango de acá? Amiga rata. No. Bestia se va a cruzar. No, ya no quedó tierra. No
I don't
más
see where I could put this in...
¿Qué se puede hacer? ¿Culpar al muerto? ¿Culpar al muerto? ¿Un chivo expiatorio? El padre fue... Es que solo pienso en la hermana que estamos ahí mancillando la memoria del venerable padre Blake.
It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
Nope. ¿Y si la aventamos? Agua.
Shoot over there, even if I had a projectile handy.
I don't quite see how I could...
Tengo que bajar. Y
Before I
colocarle.
go down, I'll in
Sí,
case the rope...
sí.
How long were those before their
Sí,
Jesus?
sí.
It's the corpse of...
Good idea. I could use Reverend Blake as a scapegoat to protect those children. On the other hand, him being one of the most famous and respected men in the city, I doubt anyone would believe my story if I accused him of attacking the sentry in the tower.
Pues bueno. Igual no es como que pueda defenderse, ¿no? Bien dicen por ahí, los muertos no hablan.
I'll get my stuff.
Ay, no, Miguel. Mira, el universo te va a castigar por estar usando un muerto como carnada. Ay, no, de lo peor. Ya no hay respeto. Tengo que decirte algo, amigo. Adivina qué
You have to let
encontré.
me in.
The camp or with those two, and now
Those pigs are gonna. I'll be. I have to.
Sí, pero ¿cómo? Pues,
If I can't put a stop to it, this is going to be the canvas where those uniformed bastards paint more of the. I'm not going to be able to until. This pig in uniform. Damn it.
pero ya les dije, o sea, ya lo puse ahí, ¿ahora qué? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Ahora sí me dejará.
I don't see where I could put this in. Use this here?
Perra madre, güey.
This confirms what Nurse Uma told me. The dissolved are condemned to die. This document constitutes a death sentence for all victims. Before I go down,
Sí, 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 sí. Ah, su perra madre, güey.
how long will they're Jesus? I suppose the rain has been this water. It's the corpse. It's just a simple written report. This is gonna be hard. Very hard. But those children are innocents in all this. And those ruthless savages are about to kill them in cold blood. I have no other choice. God damn it! Had the visions again! Not now. I have to do this. I've got to do this. My head!
You've got to stop this, Michael. I can't stand it anymore. This has to end.
I can't help it. It's that demon. You know I can't help it.
Please, Michael. Please. Make it stop.
Yes. That tiny, cowardly demon. I remember. That brutal sensation of acid running through your veins. Corroding, little by little. Anything good and decent you might have left inside you. Turning it into pain, rot, and emptiness. I've disfigured his face, but not enough. He's still identifiable. I don't think I'd gain it. It's an internal army memo. The report and what's you. It's just a simple. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Ok, creo que... ¿Algo más?
I remember it. I remember. I can smell it, feel it, touch it. No, please, don't do it. No! That cowardly demon, that dark and intimate specter that only you know, that gains strength in this new world. Digging its claws into your soul like a jagged piece of glass. Whispering in your ear that what you're doing is right. Because nobody has the authority to tell you otherwise. Good God, what have I done? What have I done? Why are you showing me this? Please, Answer me! Who was I before the catastrophe? Before the world collapsed? Do I really want to know? God, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of myself.
¡Miguel! ¡Ah, Miguel! Santo Dios, esos disparos y la voz que me despertó llorando e implorándome. ¿Le quieres dar con esto también? ¿Con la señal metálica rota? Solo eso te falta, maldita sea.
I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the pieces of the metal sign with that. It doesn't look like it.
Ok. Ya no creo que...
The entire world has collapsed. Why would I...
Ah, tiene un punto. Ok, ya no veo que puedo usar nada más ahí. Pero estás todo...
I'll get my stuff.
Pero estás todo lleno de sangre. Estás todo lleno de sangre, maldita sea.
You have to let those boys go. They're innocent. You've got the wrong people.
What are you insinuating, rat? You better have a good reason for saying something like that, or we'll splatter your brains all over the wall of shame, and then use the kids for target practice.
I know who the guilty party is. I know who committed the crime. And I know where he is.
Hey, we've got to hear this. Start talking, rat.
Okay. Here goes. I hope those pigs take the bait, because if they find out the truth, I'm a dead man. The murderer was a deranged man I met in the city a few hours ago. He told me he was desperate, tired of the humiliation and violence he had to face every day. He was determined to do something crazy. I didn't believe him at the time, but now I see that he wasn't kidding. After the attack, he committed suicide by jumping into the cesspit next to the camp road. You'll find him there. His face is unrecognizable from hitting the rocks and scraping against the rubble. But I'm sure you'll find the murder weapon next to his body.
We'll check out your story and see if it holds up.
We're approaching what looks like a body. It looks like that worm was right. Over.
What a mess. What the hell happened to his face?
Meh, who cares? We found the guilty party with the murder weapon. Let those kids go. And unlock the camp gate. Over.
You can come in now, rat.
¿Ya somos amiguis?
Prolonged contact with these animals would be detrimental to my health. I'm not going to talk to them anymore.
Cerdos. Ok.
A pool of blood mixed with mud marks us and gives me the chills. They may be able to kill with impunity, but it's still the scene of a crime.
A ver, primero vamos a ir a ver si hablamos con los huerquillos antes de dar la morfina.
Hello, Michael. Did you see us out there with the soldiers? They were pointing their rifles at us, but we didn't squeal on you. We're two brave, strong men, aren't we?
Well, we did cry a little.
Shut up.
Of course you are. I'm proud of you.
Son mis
When
panas.
you're grown up, everyone will know that you two can be trusted.
Grown up? But that's not going to be for a long time.
Yeah, besides, our mom says that's not gonna happen. There's no future for anyone. Not for us either.
Don't pay any attention to what people say. You should only worry about taking care of each other. That's the only thing that matters now, okay? I gotta get going. Goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, Michael.
Goodbye, Michael.
Ya mataron a alguien, ya no son niños, ya prácticamente tienen nacionalidad estadounidense. Ok, vamos a hablar cosas de adultos con la señora. Señora, le traigo su droga.
I've brought the morphine for your husband. Just as I promised. This woman in this house gave me the chills. Let's get this over with as soon as possible.
So you've come for your money. Is that it, you rat?
Oh, yeah.
You offered it to me. I didn't ask for anything in return.
No, you're right. Yeah, I guess you've earned it. That's what we agreed. I'm an honest woman. I think you have a very wrong impression of me.
Y los billetes.
Michael.
All right. Thank you and good luck. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around the camp.
Wait! Michael, is it money that you want? I have more money. I still have some savings. Those camp rats didn't manage to take it all. I'm sure we can figure something out.
I don't understand.
My husband is about to die. Without him, we'll be nobodies. Me and the kids. The soldiers don't even show us any respect anymore. A while ago, they broke in here to take them away with no explanation. And it didn't matter to them in the least whose children they were. But if you stay here, all that could change. I still have some contacts. I could arrange for you to become the new camp mole. You're not like the rest of those rats out there, Michael. You're one of us. We'd be important again. We'd keep our privileges. Or do you want to be just another beggar in this sewer? I can't lower myself to that. I'd do anything. Stay here with us, Michael.
No. I don't doubt for a second that this woman would be capable of anything, like a cornered scorpion. I don't think that would be a good idea. It would be better for me to leave. Take good care of those boys. They're good kids.
Yeah. Get out of here, you disgusting rat. You're all alike. In this camp, all you rats are alike. I don't need you. I don't need any of you. You're just waiting to see us fall. But I won't give you the satisfaction, you disgusting rats. I'll do what I have to do. But you won't see me crawling around in the trash like you.
A cornered scorpion, surrounded by flames that are closing in. I think it would be best not to speak to this woman ever again. She could be dangerous.
Pues mira, ya nos hicimos amigos de los niños y señora, yo no voy a convertirme en el nuevo esposo. Yo todo lo que hago lo hago por el pequeño Colin. Ve esa camisa blanca mugrienta llena de sangre, es por el pequeño Colin. Ok, quiero ir a hacer lo de Rose, pero habíamos dicho que alguien nos podía conseguir baterías. Bueno, voy primero con Rose. Batallamos muchísimo para conseguir el dinero, así que... Vamos a apostar.
I brought money. Let me see Rose.
Malditos cerdos.
Hey, this is a lot of dough, pal.
So, is it enough?
More than enough. This'll get you into Rose's van for the rest of the night. All you can eat. Have a good time with our Minnie Mouse, but be careful with the merchandise. You know how it works. You break it, you buy it.
Yeah, I get it.
Asco, güey. No, Rose.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead. You came back.
Hello, Rose.
Are you here to save me? Have you brought me my baby? They won't let me leave here to look for him. He's all I have left in the world. I don't have anyone else. Will you help me? That's why you came back, isn't it? Or did you come back for the other thing?
No.
Do you want me to take off my clothes and lie down on the mattress?
No, I don't want you to lie down. Tell me, Rose, why can't you leave here?
It's because of them. They don't let me go any farther than that empty lot over there.
¿Y si los matamos?
They say I have to be ready in case a client comes. They only let me go see Rod and Colin in their trailer every once in a while.
And why don't you run away?
Those men are too scary, Mr. Sleepyhead. They yell at me and hit me if I don't do what they say. Sometimes they lock me in here in the dark for hours. And I'm afraid the soldiers will come back. They say they'll call them, and if I don't behave, they'll hurt me again. I'm so afraid of the dark. Aren't you? Colin is afraid of the dark too. Before he got sick, he told me, and now they won't let me see him anymore. I like the light better.
Do you like the lights in my room, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Yes, they're very pretty, Rose.
It's like it's Christmas every day, isn't it? But the one who scares me most is the hunter. He's always ordering everyone around with a voice like an angry lion. He even gives orders to those men outside. He's like a horrible big dog about to bite you. I get the shivers every time he comes to visit me. But I like your voice very much, Mr. Sleepyhead. You sound like a knight in a fairy tale. And I'm your princess.
O sea que también el desgraciado del cazador viene a visitarla. Mátalos, Rose, mientras están dormidos. Mátalos.
I'd like to talk to you, Rose. You told me you had a secret to tell me. I need to hear it.
Yes, Mr. Sleepyhead. I know a secret about you. It's something very important, but I'm not going to tell you.
Why not?
Because you haven't brought me my baby. I asked you to help me and you haven't done it. I want to hold my baby again and rock him to sleep. Aren't we friends anymore, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Yes, of course we're still friends. But Rose, please. I need to know what it is. What is the secret?
Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's a riddle. I have something of yours from before the Great Wave. It's the key for you to lock and unlock your chest of dreams, you sleepy bear. But I won't give it to you unless I can hold my baby again.
The key to my chest of dreams? I don't know what the devil she's talking about. But if it's something from before the Great Wave, no doubt it could help me recover my past.
Rose, I don't have time for games. Give me whatever you have, please.
No, no. You have to help me first. Please bring me my baby. I want to rock him to sleep again, like in the picture on the wall. Have you seen the picture of my baby and me? It was taken before the Great Wave. I have no one else. I need my baby. Bring him to me. Bring him to me! Bring him to me!
Hey, pal, you can have a good time with our Minnie Mouse, but don't mess up the merchandise. Don't make us come in there. You know how it works. You break it, you buy it.
All right, Rose, all right. Calm down. You said you don't have anyone. Where is your family?
I don't know, Mr. Sleepyhead. The last time I saw them was when that great wave came. They said they were leaving, but that they'd come back to find me. And then they left me alone with my baby. They told me they'd only come back if I took good care of him. If I held him and rocked him to sleep, like in the picture on the wall. Did you see my baby and me in the picture, Mr. Sleepyhead? But someone took him while I was asleep. You see, I had this dream while those soldiers were hurting me. Do you like to dream, Mr. Sleepyhead?
It depends on the dream, Rose.
I dream about my baby a lot, sleeping in his little cradle. And I also dream about my room in the house I used to live in before the Great Wave. The sun came in through the window every morning and lit up everything. Sometimes it looked like the walls were going to catch fire. This room is darker. I don't like the dark. That's when they come and hurt me. And sometimes they lock me here in the dark to punish me if I don't do what they say. Have you brought me my baby, Mr. Sleepyhead?
That poor girl is more disturbed than I thought. It looks like her mind hasn't been able to deal with all the pain of these last few months. Someone needs to get her out of here.
No, Rose. I'm sorry. I haven't brought you your baby. Goodbye, Rose. I should be going now.
No, don't go. Please, will you help me, Mr. Sleepyhead? Will you bring me my baby? And will you bring me a cradle like this one in the picture? Be my knight in shining armor. Bring me what I ask and I'll give you the answer. The key to unlock your chest of dreams.
I'll try, Rose. I promise.
Okay.
It's a page torn out of a very old magazine. In her delirium, poor Rose thinks it's a photograph of her and her baby taken before the Great Wave.
Okay.
From the mother's hairstyle and outfit, the photo looks like it comes from some magazine from the 50s or 60s. Besides, I'd swear that these rocking cradles went out of style a long, long time ago. It's a page torn in her...
Okay.
I doubt this belongs to Rose. I suppose that after installing the lights on the ceiling, those poker addicts left this old toolbox here.
Rose, mátalos con eso. Si hay un... No diré más. No voy a hacer que me baneen por andar diciendo cosas que no debo. Pero... yo aquí veo posibilidades.
A hand drill. Perfect for making holes in hard surfaces. In a world without electricity, this is the only way to do it.
No diré más.
There's makeup scattered at the foot of this mirror. I suppose those savages out there force Rose to put on makeup to make herself look older than she really is. This is the poor girl's place of business. It was probably dragged here from one of those heaps of trash out there. It's the pile of rags Rose is saving for her baby. When winter comes, my baby will get cold. That's what she said. It would break Rose's heart to see me stealing her baby's clothes. I'm not gonna do that to her. It's a heap of ragged old clothes. I'm not gonna put them in the crate.
¿Será que podemos hacer una cuna con esto?
This plastic bag is designed to hold the remains of the dissolved. So I'm not putting that inside there right now.
Ok. No veo qué más podemos hacer por aquí. Colchón, espejo, esto. Rose, ya la vimos. Ok, vamos para afuera.
Huh? Leaving us so soon? Hey, you're quick, pal.
Malditos cerdos.
So, how'd our little mouse do?
So this business is really just another one of the hunter's rackets?
Hey, careful what you say. We're independent businessmen.
The hunter just lets us operate in his territory. He gives us protection and sends us clients. In exchange for a percentage, of course.
Fair's fair.
Yeah, fair's fair.
Of course. No doubt. I just hope that someday those bastards find themselves face to face with some of that fairness they talk about, wherever it might come from.
Asco.
Rose was talking to me about a baby, her son. Do you know where he is or how I can find him?
That little mouse's mind is gone. I wouldn't pay much attention to what she says.
Hey, as far as I know, her entire family died in the Great Wave. After the explosion, she wandered around in a daze for weeks, until she finally ran into a group of drunken soldiers who wanted to, you know, have some fun with her. When we found her, all she had left was that wrinkled old magazine clipping clutched in her hand. It's her pride and joy. Now she's got it stuck up on the wall of the van.
And as far as the baby's concerned? Probably not alive anymore. If it ever existed. Who knows what goes on in that nutcase's head?
Then she really is all alone. She doesn't have anyone.
Of course she does. She has us now. My partner and I are sort of like, her new family.
We protect her and we feed her. We actually keep her alive. And you can bet your ass we will. As long as our little mouse still has that small fortune between her legs.
No puedo. No puedo. Es un juego. Es un juego. Es un juego.
You two are despicable. Rose told me about how you abuse and prostitute her.
I think we'll have to teach that naughty little girl how to keep her mouth shut.
Don't jump to conclusions, pal. Let me tell you how we found that chatty little rodent, since you're so interested in her. It was about 4 months ago. She was naked and injured, and she could hardly move. A group of soldiers had gang raped her and left her for dead. They left her body wrapped in barbed wire from the camp fence.
Crows would have picked her clean if we hadn't found her when we did. It's only thanks to us that she's still alive.
Someone like Rose could never survive in the New World alone. You know that as well as we do. We're helping her. We protect her and we feed her. We actually keep her alive. The only thing we ask for in return is that she earn her keep.
The only problem is, sometimes she has a hard time understanding that. And we have to be a little more strict with her, that's all.
And the fact is, the girls, well, not too bright. But for some jobs, that's almost a blessing, don't you think?
What good Samaritans.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but you're catching on.
I don't have anything else to discuss with you two.
Okay, come back anytime you like. You paid for her. The door to the van is open to you all night long.
Qué personajes tan desagradables. No sé qué hubiera sido mejor. Si la, o sea, no sé qué es peor, que la hayan salvado o hubiera sido mejor que la dejaran morir allá, no sé. Ya no hay nadie aquí, no mames.
That's odd. The drum has a huge bullet hole on one side. Everything indicates that it was being used for target practice.
¿Y el viejito? Amigo Roth, ¿qué pasa?
There's Rod, sad and lost in thought. He must have been waiting for hours for news from me.
Ay, no hay cura, amigo.
Michael, thank God you've come back. Colin is worse. His trances are getting longer and deeper. My wife and I are afraid the end is near. Please tell me that you've brought the medicine to cure his disease.
This is going to be very hard. But this man deserves to know the truth. I owe him that. I'm sorry, Rod. You have to see this. It's an army report. It says that the cure we were talking about doesn't exist. That it never existed.
No, but there has to be a cure. There has to be hope for us. The vultures are starting to gather around our trailer, waiting for the end so they can take my son's belongings. Colin himself can see them from the window of his room.
Calm down, Rod.
Don't tell me to calm down! You've brought ruin to this house. You've come to sentence Colin to death.
Yo?
That drug exists. It has to exist!
Listen to me, Rod. I've done everything in my power to find the drug, but there is no such thing. Try to understand. There's no cure for the dissolved.
The dissolved? I warned you, Michael. I warned you not to use that word in this house! Get out of here! Get out of our lives forever!
Wait, Rod. I'm sorry, but you promised to help me. You promised to help me get my identity back.
Help you? You've ruined our lives.
Hola.
You've condemned our little boy to death. Get out of here. Get out of here at once!
Michael? Michael, I have to talk to you. I have a message. I have a message from her.
My God, it's Colin. A message from her?
Michael! Michael, please! She told me to talk to you.
No, Colin.
Where do you think you're going? Don't you dare go into that room. You're not welcome in this house anymore.
But the boy, he called out to me by name.
Colin's delirious. He doesn't even know who you are. Get away from my family immediately.
Michael! Michael! I have a message from her. It's very important.
Damn you. Don't go near that door. Get out of this house! Listen, Michael. We have a gun in that room with 2 bullets in it. Don't make me waste one of them on you.
It's all right, Rod. Calm down. I'm leaving.
And as for you, vultures, drawn by the scent of death, I won't let you take anything. You hear me? Not a single thing! When this is over, when he's gone, I'll make sure there's nothing left for you. You won't get anything! You won't get anything.
Amidst these flames, Colin's belongings are ceasing to exist. His clothes, his books, his toys, they're going up in smoke, just like poor Rod's sanity. It seems that the new world has gotten the better of him. Even if there was something inside there that could interest me, jeez, that bonfire is too hot to touch.
¿Con qué lo pago? ¿Con qué lo pago?
In the flames, all the hopes and dreams of Rod and his family are going up in smoke. I'm not going to add any more fuel to this fire.
¿Será que ya por fin puedo usar la señal metálica para apagar
In
el
the flames.
No,
Colin called out to me by name. He said he had a message from her. I have to go in there and talk to the boy before it's too late. But how? Colin's mother. I'm afraid the only thing left for Rod and her to do is wait for the tragic final act of this story to play out. And I'm sure neither one of them will let me go into the room in the meantime to talk to the boy. He made it very clear. After his outburst, Rod is not going to let me back into his trailer. Poor man. I'm afraid that this new world has finally gotten the better of him. This cookie box should have a revolver inside, with 2 bullets in it. According to the notebook, it's the one-way ticket out of this new world for Rod and his wife, in case things don't work out for Colin.
Sí, aquí en el diario dice que ya que Colin ascienda a huésped del cielo, se van a pegar una acompañada para Colin. Bestia, loco. ¿Cómo lo apago? Bueno, creo que lo puedo apagar ahorita, pero...
That's odd.
Ok, a ver. Mientras, ¿qué más hacemos?
Okay, so we'll make a hole in one of these drums.
¿Para qué quieres hacer eso, hombre?
Blah. This must be the poisonous concoction they serve as a beverage in the bar. The drum is already empty enough. I think I can now get rid of this old hand drill. I doubt I'll be using it again. With its contents spilled all over the ground, the punctured drum doesn't seem so heavy anymore. Up close, I see that it's a high voltage wire. It probably carries the electricity for this entire building. This is the only way I can think of to draw those thugs out of their den.
What the hell is going on now?
Ugh, another power failure. Go figure, nothing works in this damn camp.
This damn sewer is gonna be the end of us.
Everything's okay. Calm down and shut your mouth. You, light some candles. Get us some light in here. And you, come with me and take a look.
It would be better if they didn't see me around here.
Escóndete, imbécil.
Hey, look. The main cable is broken. How could that
Dejaste las pinzas ahí, estúpido.
Maybe the wind or a bird.
Bunch of idiots. The cable's cut. This was sabotage.
Yep. And here are the tools he used to do it. Gloves and a pair of bolt cutters.
Damn it. I can kiss that stuff goodbye.
Sabotage? Someone sabotaged us? Who would dare?
Los de la caravana, los proxenetas, ellos fueron.
What happened, Hank?
Hey, Mike. Nothing in particular. It's nice to see you around here,
Bien
dude.
casual.
Some idiotic camp electrician wanted to practice on our place. That's all. We'll give him a fitting reward when we find him. You know, fair's fair. So,
Thank you for
what
inviting.
brings you to these parts?
I wanted to talk business with you.
Business? Of course, Mike. You know, in these hard times, we all have to help each other. I'm sure we'll be able to make a deal. Come inside and sit down with me. And you, fix this. All right, dude. You told me you wanted to talk business. So, here we are. Shoot.
The last time I was here, you told me that you could get anything. I need some batteries.
Of course, Mike. You know that I like you. I know one of our kind when I see one. I want to help you. I really do. But you know, in today's world, Everything has a price. Things have gotten very ugly.
How much is it gonna cost me?
Save your cash for those poor devils out there. I can see the future, dude. I can smell it and touch it. And that stupid paper will be worthless in a very, very short time.
So what is it you want in exchange?
The only liquid asset still worth anything in this new world, Mike. Fuel. Bring me gasoline, oil, kerosene. Anything that can make a motor or generator run, dude. These are dark days, and people need light. We want to bring it to them. You bring me the fuel, and the batteries are yours.
It's obvious that I don't have anything like that on me.
Then I'm sorry to have to tell you this, dude. No fuel, no deal. But you're a smart guy. I'm sure you'll figure out some way to make me happy.
That horrible music is drilling into my eardrums. Why do you always play the same song over and over again?
You're lucky we're friends, Mike. Otherwise, I would have pounded your nose into your skull. That was my late father's favorite song. He was an apostle of the new world.
Pues tenía pésimo gusto.
Apostle of the new world?
That's right, Mike. An evangelist. A prophet.
Yo conozco a uno
I
que
hated that old bastard for years.
ascendió.
As a boy, the beatings he gave me made me tremble at the sound of his voice, of his boots, of his belt. When I was just a kid, he forced us to live in the forest for days on end. Those were his survival clothes.
Eso explica por qué estás tan dañado, maldito.
Scars from those years. We were all delighted when they found the remains of his body burnt to a crisp in a car, clutching his flask of whiskey like a baby's bottle. It's only now I understand.
Understand? What?
What my father was trying to do. His commitment to making us strong.
No te
He
tengo
was a
lástima.
visionary. He knew that hard times were coming. He never stopped repeating that. And he prepared us for them. That hell that buried me alive in the old and decadent world gave me wings in this new world. And let me be reborn, cleansed and purified. I don't care if the Great Wave was the work of God or the devil, Mike. I only know that one of them has been very good to me. My father's prophecy came true. And the new world has put all of us in our rightful place.
Yeah, I haven't the slightest doubt.
Puta, me voy a meter en problemas por decirle esto, pero...
I just talked to your men. Those maggots who are prostituting Rose, your business dealings turn my stomach.
Watch your mouth in my house, you damn prig. Because you're insulting me in front of my people. And this is not the first time.
That poor girl is disturbed. She has the mind of a child. What you guys are doing isn't right.
Do you want to talk about justice, dude? About that objective, impartial, blind lady with the scales? It's funny that you're the one bringing up that blindfolded whore. And wasn't it you who paid handsomely for some time alone with that little mouse? So, did you have a good time with her, Mike?
Cerdo.
And tell me, what are those blood stains on your shirt? I suppose my informants are mistaken, and that blood is unrelated to the disappearance of a certain preacher in this city. Michael, did you treat him justly? Now, who the hell do you think you are, handing out lessons in morality to anyone, dude?
But how do you know? Oh wait, there's an explanation for all that.
Of course, there's an explanation. And it's very simple. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey.
But don't you worry, man. I see everything. But your secrets are safe with me. I like you, dude, because deep down, you and I are much more alike than you think. Our true nature is coming out in all its glory in this new world. You just need the courage to act on it.
You're wrong. I'm not like you.
I hope for your sake that you're the one who's wrong, dude. You're a predator. I can tell. Don't make the mistake of turning into a lamb, because you already know how that could turn out. And when it comes to Rose, let me tell you that she has every right in the world to defend herself. That's the magnificence of this new world. It's given us absolute freedom to assume our true roles. Rose, just like the rest of us, has to decide if she's a lion or a lamb. Ain't it grand, dude? It's only now that we're truly free to choose. But don't get me wrong. The right to defend herself is hers, and hers alone. So be careful with the heroic gestures, Mike. You touch a single hair on the head of any of my men to defend that little mouse, and I'll rip your skin off, one strip at a time. They're friends of mine. Got it?
Yes. You've made yourself perfectly clear. You won't have to tell me again. I should be going now.
Maldito
Okay,
cerdo.
Mike, whatever you say. Remember, get me fuel, and you'll have your batteries.
Chale. Pero...
The electric cable that I myself cut. The hunter's thugs made a fairly shoddy connection that will probably only just hold until the next time it rains. I have no intention of climbing back up there. I'll have problems with the hunter and his men if they find me anywhere near this cable.
Pero, ¿no podrás robarme alguna vela?
After using it to splice the electric cable on the front of the building, the hunter's thugs must have left it here. It's not my old pair of bolt cutters, but it could be useful to me.
Presta. ¿Algo nuevo que decir?
Hello again. What can I get for you?
No.
I'm not really...
Okay. Ok, pero es que no hay nada. A ver. Es que no me deja agarrar agua tampoco.
Prolonged contact with these animals would be detrimental to my health. I'm not going to talk to them.
Ok. Hoy estará por aquí la hermana. Hola, amiga rata. ¿Estará por aquí la hermana del de este? No se mira.
Why would I want to do something like that?
Pero combustible.
I could use the electrical tape to hold something to this object. But what do I want to add to it? Adding electrical tape to this would... That wouldn't... Adding electrical... I could use the electrical tape to... I can't use... Adding elect... This door leads to a dingy back room. What the hell could be in here? Like...
Ok. Es que no veo de dónde podría sacar combustible o qué más hacer.
I see a yellow bucket in here with medical waste, with a handful of what seem to be tests for detecting the dissolved. I'm not going to take any. A small red LED is blinking on all of them, an unmistakable sign that they've been used. Better not. I'm an intruder in this building, and it's going down to the main hall of the hospital. It's sagging from the weight, and so dilapidated that I doubt this janitor's cart has many more trips left in it.
Unlike his neighbor, all I see is it looks like someone left in a hurry. It's Nurse Uma. More.
¿Hay algo más que hablar con ella ahora?
Hello, Uma.
Nah, esto ya me lo contó.
Uma, I should be going.
Talk to my father, Mike. That will be seen very.
It doesn't seem like a good. I'm not going to give this up just like. I think I can get more mileage out of this. I'm not going to give it to anyone.
Es que... O sea, es que lo único que se me ocurre es como de allá del lago, o sea, agarrar agua para apagar el fuego. O sea, que ya no hay nada. Ajá, y luego agarrar al bebé y darle eso porque pues está dañadita la amiga Rose. Y ya con eso, pero no sé cómo agarrar agua.
You can smell these dead creatures from I have no intention of picking up those.
Te falta barrio, pa. No veo, amiga rata.
What was formerly I imagine. It looks like this heating technology is not limited to the refugee camp. These bonfires are used here too, and their emissions are just as toxic here as they are there. What the hell could they be burning in them? What for?
O sea, ya no hay más aquí.
It would be useless to try to fill it with water. The liquid would just leak out through the... I don't think doing this. This plastic bag is designed to hold the remains of the...
A ver.
A metal crowbar against bricks and cement? Seems like a lost cause.
Bueno, ahí está. No se puede. Pensé que se podía usar la palanca para bajar al metro, pero no.
So Beechwood Oracle, but what kind? Why was Reverend Blake carrying this card around? And why does that voice inside my head keep telling me to go there at any cost?
Ok, ¿qué cosas tenemos pendientes? Entregarle su bebé a Rose, bueno, apagar el fuego, entregarle su bebé a Rose, hablar con Colin. Ay. El combustible para... Ah, creo que el combustible... El combustible lo puedo agarrar de aquí. Pero, ¿cómo?
It seems that these things became very scarce after the Great Wave, so they're invaluable. This one's really old. It's nothing short of a miracle that it still works. But it does.
Ahí me van a decir que no lo toque.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Hey, pal, touch that generator and you're a dead man. My partner and I don't kid around when it comes to defending what's ours. That clear?
Extremely. I was just curious and wanted to see this relic up close. You don't have to get nervous. quite see how... I can't quite see why... There's makeup scattered at the foot of this mirror. I suppose those savages out there force Rose to put on makeup to make herself look older than she really is.
Ay, yo también ya tengo sueño. Yo creo que le... Porque ¿cuánto llevo de stream? 3 horas y media.
Use this here?
Yo creo que le paro por hoy. Y le sigo mañana. Pues bueno, vamos a echar un guardadito. Y le estaríamos dando mañana. Pues ahí nos vidrios. Gracias por ver el stream.